Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. You can also find yourself overlooking your opponent, like Deontay Waters doing when it comes to Tyrell Herndon. It's no secret that Deontay Waters is a favorite going into this fight. But for me, I'm shocked to know that Deontay Waters is out here doing interviews and basically overlooking Tyrell Herndon. Now, Waters out here saying this is the wrong thing for this man to be saying, especially the space that he's in his career right now. He is not at the top of the sport. Deontay Waters, he just has a name. He's no threat to nobody. No one's intimidated by him. He's not the same. He said he lost his confidence. He lost his killer instinct. He claims to have it back, but he claimed to have it back for Zhang. Now he's going up against Herndon, who, look, you got to be fair. Herndon doesn't have the resume of any of the, I would say, of a Zhang, of a Parker, of a Tyson Fury. I'd even say of a Helenius, right? But Wilder is not the same fighter, people. So Herndon has a very good chance. But when I hear Wilder say, I want everybody who's in my way, hey, someone help me out here. Who's in Wilder's way beside from himself? He's the one who chose to come out here and get enveloped in his own hype. He's the one out here who said, all I need to do is be perfect for 1 second because I got this big right hand, and not try to perfect his left hand, not try to perfect his footwork, not try to perfect his defense. He's the one who chose not to listen to his coaches in camp. He chose to do that. Even Malik Scott, Wilder's brother, the bros, he said Wilder's stubborn. Wilder don't be listening. But somehow Wilder feels everybody's in his way. Wilder chose to go. I don't know how Wilder, let me tell you, he's from Alabama. I don't know how he stumbled across this ayahuasca bullshit. I've known people who do drugs. And I know a couple cats. They were doing that ayahuasca shit. And I asked them, I've never done a drug in my life. I never smoked weed. I never did any drugs. I smoked no cigarettes, nothing. Never smoked nothing. I used to take a little drink back in the day. I haven't drank alcohol in 15 years. You know what I'm saying? But I asked the guy. I know they do that ayahuasca. They smoke weed and everything. I said, hey, this Deontay Wilder guy, because they know he was one of my favorite fighters. I still do like Deontay Wilder. I always want him to win. I just, in this case, I want Tyrell Herndon to win because Tyrell Herndon needs to get some of that money, to some forever money to make his life more comfortable. Wilder's already got it, so I'm rooting for Herndon. Plus, I know Herndon's promoter. But that guy told me, he said, that ayahuasca shit is no joke. He's like, he did that shit. He said, I chose never to do that shit again. He got a buddy who still does it, but he said that shit is, have you seeing shit, have you hallucinating, take your mind to another place. He was like, he's never experienced a high like that shit. He's like, never again. And that could explain why Deontay Wilder was out here kumbayan and loving everybody and hand over his heart like he was about to say the Pledge of Allegiance and bowing and just doing some shit that was totally out of character. But he coming out here going to a fight with Tyrell Herndon or anyone. Why should we be convinced that Wilder is able to turn back the hands of time? Especially if he's still doing this ayahuasca shit. This man lost a fight to Joseph Parker. And after the fight was talking about the drug, ayahuasca. You believe that shit? He got his ass whooped, didn't let any punches go, and after the fight was talking about can't wait to get back to the ayahuasca. Boy, let me tell you something. Wilder can hope a fight with Tyrell Herndon is going to springboard him to something bigger and better, in particular an undisputed heavyweight distinction. You know how much work he's got to do to get back into that position? Let's just say he beats Herndon. That win is not going to put him in line to fight the winner of Dubois Usyk. Let me tell you what they're going to do with Wilder. They're going to use that guy. If he beats Herndon, they're going to use him to go and fight someone who they are trying to build up. And you know who's the one person out there that you can see like he ready for everybody and nobody seems to be calling his name up, is that damn Caballero. They're right through Wilder in there with Parker, a fight he was supposed to win, he lost. Threw him in there with Zhang, which was a suicide mission. We all knew that wasn't going to end well. And now he comes back. He may get past Herndon. I don't know. I think Herndon has a good chance. I'm rooting for Herndon. I just don't think Wilder. If he's not throwing that right hand, Wilder's a sitting duck because he doesn't throw anything else. And I think Herndon has a very good chance. But if he does get past Herndon, I tell you, he's gonna walk right into Caballero. He's not gonna walk into this any undisputed distinction. You got AJ there. You got Parker there. You got Chisora, you got Tyson Fury. Wilder's at the back of the bus now, man. And it is what it is. But anyway, Wilder doesn't see this as a comeback fight, although he's been out the ring for a year. He sees it just as, I'm just returning. He said it's not a comeback. He said, I'm just returning to the ring. I left the ring a year ago. I'm just returning to it. So don't look at this as a comeback fight. But I just think he's underestimating that 24-5 record of Herndon. Wilder's talking about fighting, what's his name? The Cameroonian cat, man. Francis Ngannou. Looking at Usyk, looking at AJ. He out here talking about everything except for Tyrell Herndon, man. Like, in his mind and Malik Scott's mind, this is an easy win because they saw Ricardo Torres getting there and clip Tyrell Herndon. And the referee stopped that fight. You know what I'm saying? To just be frank, be straight up, to be honest. It looked like Torres was on the way to a victory, but the referee, to me, prematurely stopped that fight. But these are Wilder's words right here. He says, I want whoever's at the top. I want whoever's going to make great fights, period. I don't have a list of names. If a fight gets me to my end goal of where I want to go, and then hell, let's go. We all in the same division. We already know that you're always close to a title fight. One fight, one night. And so I don't have a list of fighters that I want. I want everybody that's in my way for me getting to where I need to go. If you get in my way, I want you. I want to take your head off. Now, the heavyweight division seen Tyson Fury retire, Anthony Joshua rest after being injured in his fight with Dubois, and Usyk, who was supposed to be fighting Dubois this summer, and Usyk has been reigning supreme, right? And when you ask Wilder about Usyk, he thinks Usyk was afraid of him. He may still think that he's afraid of him, but he says, Usyk's got the belts, so that's who I want. He doesn't say whether he thinks Usyk is the best or not. He just says he wants an opportunity to fight for undisputed. And he feels there's some unfinished business between he and Anthony Joshua. But when I hear him say, as far as the Anthony Joshua fight not happening because Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, had he not, Wilder said he would have fought AJ. But this is what he said that really threw me off. He says, that's why I would have been the unified, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world years ago. So Wilder feels he would have beat AJ years ago if Andy Ruiz wouldn't have, upset the apple cart. He said, many people know that, but unfortunately other people had the opportunity to even do that, make the fight. They didn't even have nowhere near my status of being able to be an elite fighter or what would make a historic fight for years to come. But that's not here nor there. Everything I've said in this business, because of how I look at this business, is because of how I know certain things in this business. He said, okay, but that's not here nor there. Everything I've said in this business, because of how I look at this business, is because of how I know certain things in this business. Okay. I don't know what Water's trying to say there. But what I will say is this. He's still talking like this is the Water from 5 years ago. The Water from, 8 years ago. He's still talking like this is the Water who was going into that first Tyson Fury fight. This isn't the case. All right. It's not the case. I don't like hearing them talk about dwelling in the past. See, when you keep dwelling in the past, you miss out on future opportunities. That's like me still coming out here when I'm out and about and talking about who or what I was before I retired from the military. I've always been somebody. My past is my past. I don't care. My life is great. I don't care. I got to do it reality. Reality is I'm a 49-year-old guy. I'll be 50 this year. A great life. And I'm a civilian now. So I try to focus more on that and using, me as a brand, as a veteran, and as far as the status that I did hold, use that to my benefit and to create opportunities, not just for myself and people, but for my son. So when I listen to him, it's almost like he still feels that he comes to the negotiating table, that he's still the big dog, the big undefeated fighter, the big Deontay Wilder, the big bronze bomber. You know what I'm saying? The big bomb squad. Like it's over. Beating Herndon is going to put him on the map if he can beat Herndon. But even if he goes a decision and wins, Herndon's on the map now, not Wilder. Herndon's on the map. And Herndon's going to get a big fight. Wilder has to not just beat Herndon, he's got to have to knock him out cold. And then he's going to have to go into this next fight and knock somebody out cold. And then you get people bubbling again. But nobody's going to sit there, man, and flip out if he comes and knocks out Herndon, because most people don't give Herndon a chance. Now, if Herndon drops Wilder, or if he goes a distance, or even if Wilder stops him late, but Herndon has gave Wilder some really tough moments to get through. Or Herndon, his stock has just skyrocketed. Y'all think what y'all want. I'm telling you, Herndon is going to be out of here if he just makes the fight hard, even if he goes to a decision and he loses. Herndon's profile is going to be elevated big time. Bottom line is Deontay Wilder, if he was fighting anybody else, I'd be rooting for him. But I would still be saying the same things, because I don't like the fact that it doesn't sound like he has, I'm sure he does, but from these interviews and what we read online, it doesn't sound like he has somebody sitting there telling him, my man, you're not that anymore. You let too many years go by. I think drinking alcohol, is my understanding he drinks, smoking weed, doing ayahuasca. He hasn't taken care of his body. Sounds like he was done well with his finances, which is great, but he didn't take care of his body. And now you want to come back now at 39 going on 40, although heavyweights can, they can fight well into their 40s, but to make us believe that you can turn back the hand of time, nah, I ain't buying it. But we'll see. We'll see. And even if Wilder comes out in the first 10 seconds of the fight, boom, throws a right hand and knocks Herndon out cold, that still doesn't tell us anything about Wilder. Doesn't mean he's back or nothing. Doesn't tell us about his footwork, doesn't tell us about anything. He just came and landed a shot. But that's all he needs to do, right? But when he goes up against his next fight, against a stiffer opposition, then we're going to be back saying the same thing. Wilder is no more. And when y'all keep cool, man, I just don't like his stuff I'm reading about. It just doesn't seem like he's there mentally. It's just my 2 cents. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.